So after the sudden death of Thutmose II, and we don't know the reason behind his death, we think Hatshepsut behind the subject. Anyway, Thutmose, after the death of Thutmose II, Hatshepsut not allowed Thutmose III to be a ruler over Egypt, and he was like a boy, like 13 years old. So she sent him to a military school in north of Egypt, in Memphis, close to Cairo, and she started to ascend the throne of Egypt. Hatshepsut at this time, she was supported by 3 high officials of the country, Habu, Banehsi, and Senmut, and as I mentioned, Senmut, he was an architect who built this temple for the queen Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut, when she ascended the throne of Egypt, she did lots of works, okay? And Egypt, during her time, reached to the apex of her advance in all fields. Hatshepsut, she was actually the most famous queen in the ancient Egyptian history, and she was very well known in ancient time, and she was the most successful queen that ruled Egypt ever, right? Hatshepsut, she ruled over Egypt for 20 or 22 years. Her name Hatshepsut, it means for most of the noble ladies. Hatshepsut, she came here and built her temple. Our question here, why did Hatshepsut choose this place in particular? For many reasons. Number one, this place very close to the Valley of the Kings, because if we're climbing these rocks, we can go to the Valley of the Kings. That's number one. Number two, this place at the same axis of Karnak temple and the other side of the Nile. So when you go up in the temple, you look carefully over there on the other side. You can see from here the big building over there. The big building over there on the other side of the Nile, this Karnak temple. So she built her temple at the same axis of Karnak temple because she said when she ascended the throne of Egypt to legitimate her right, she said, I am the daughter of the god Amun-Ra. And she said that the god Amun-Ra spent the night with my mother, and the result of this night myself, so I have the right to be a ruler over Egypt. Number three, Hatshepsut wanted this place to be a paradise for the god Amun-Ra, the god of the sun. Number four, she wanted to dig a tomb for herself and her family here. But while she was digging a tomb underneath the temple, she found hard rocks. She cannot continue of digging the tombs, so she cancelled the idea and she moved from here to the Valley of the Kings, and she dug her tombs in the Valley of the Kings and not in the Valley of the Queens, because she thought that she is not in the position of the kings, but maybe much better than the position of the kings themselves. Queen Hatshepsut, she built her temple, as you see, a beautiful one, or beautiful temple. Nothing to see in the first floor, but the second and the third are the very beautiful scenes. And the second one, on the second floor, on the right hand side, in the wall, you are going to see the divine birth of Hatshepsut. That, like the one that I did explain you yesterday in Luxor temple. So Hatshepsut, she depicted her mother sitting with the god Amun-Ra making a love, and the result of this love was Hatshepsut herself. Okay, on the extreme right hand side, the second floor, there is a chapel for a god, his name Anubis. Anubis, the god of mummification, was represented in ancient time in the form of the jackal face and the body of the human being. Why a jackal? Because the jackal in ancient time was looking for the mummies and eat the mummies. Okay, so for avoiding the danger of this one, or dangerous of the god for this animal, they worship the animal and they call him the god of mummification, and the form of the jackal face and the body of the human being, or the jackal head and the body of the human being. On the left hand side of the ramp, you can see on the wall big boats reflecting the departure of the Egyptian fleet from the Egyptian land going to the land of Punt in Somalia for bringing the needs of the Egyptian people. Hatshepsut said, as explaining this, why did she send this expedition, she said, while I was dreaming, my father Amun-Ra, he came to me and he asked me to send to the land of Punt an expedition for bringing the needs of the Egyptian people. Okay, on the extreme left hand side there is a chapel for a goddess, her name Hathor, Hathor, the goddess of love, dance and motherhood, was represented in the form of the cow and sometimes in the form of the woman. And